The girl clearly had a gorgeous face, but her father, a plastic surgeon, still wasn't satisfied. He took out a ruler, carefully measuring her face, saying her ears were 2 millimeters uneven, her nose wasn't high enough, and her chin was a little too short. So he decided that on her 18th birthday, he'd give her plastic surgery as a gift. He would fix every single flaw he saw on her face then. Yet the girl had no right to refuse.
Say yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Turned out her father didn't just chase perfection. He also had an intense need for control. Only when she stepped out of his office did Maria finally let her hurt show. She wiped away the tears streaming down her cheeks. From the moment she was born, Maria had lived in a suffocating home. When her mother was pregnant, she was carrying twins, but tragically, one of them was deformed. Her father, obsessed with absolute perfection, how could he have allowed such ugly creatures to live beside him? So he heartlessly abandoned the baby in the snow. Her mother didn't even get a chance to see her, and that tiny life withered away alone on that freezing night. Maria was the lucky, healthy twin who survived, but whether that was truly lucky was another question. Because of her father's relentless criticism, although Maria grew up with a beautiful face, Maria had a very low self-esteem. At school, she walked the hallways with her head down, terrified anyone might see her imperfections. Her best friend Lily couldn't have been more different. Bright, confident, fearless. She only had to spot a guy she liked in the crowd before walking straight up to him. She gave him a sweet kiss in public. In just seconds, Sean became Lily's boyfriend. Watching from a distance, Maria's heart was full of envy, but all she could do was watch from behind the glass. She knew she could never be that bold. In the family, her mother had always played the role of the invisible one, but she still understood her daughter's struggles, so she did everything she could to help Maria regain her confidence. But no matter what her mother suggested, Maria refused to do it. Having grown up in a suffocating environment, she had long since gotten used to shutting herself off. Faced with her repeated refusals, her mother could only keep quiet. But then the father spoke forcefully.
No, she does. You know your mother's trying to be helpful, right? Right?
Yes.
No matter what her father said, Maria obeyed without question. It had been a habit for more than 10 years, but she was unhappy with her mother's arrangement, so she set down her fork and knife, then walked away. Mother was the only person she could vent her emotions on. Downstairs, her parents were arguing. This made Maria's head pound. She walked over to the mirror, staring at her own exhausted reflection, and then noticed an ultrasound photo behind the mirror. Maria pulled out the picture and saw the outline of twin fetuses. They were surrounded by each other, closer than anyone else in the world could be. But Maria had never met her poor sister. Now she didn't understand what it meant, so she didn't think too much about it. That night when Maria was sitting on the edge of the bathtub, until the next second the girl in the mirror suddenly turned her head and looked straight at her. Maria whipped her head around, startled so badly she fell right off the tub. She thought it was just an illusion, so she boldly went to the mirror again. She raised her hand to wipe away the water on the mirror. A frightened face appeared in front of her eyes. Maria subconsciously took a step back. She was sure the girl in the mirror was her, but somehow not her.